Is it copyright infringement if someone steals one line from our book and tweaks it a bit? Let's talk to Everett's favorite IP and entertainment lawyer, Tony, to find out more.
My name is Tony Iliakostas. I'm an adjunct professor of entertainment law and IP at New York Law School, and I have an Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok account called The IP Professor that is dedicated to all things intellectual property.
Tony, we've been talking a lot about copyright infringement with novels, and we have lots of really great videos on it. I'll link the playlist down below, but I want to know if somebody reads one of my novels and they think that I wrote one line really, really well, and they really like that line, and they take that line and put it in their novel and maybe just switch some of the words around. Is that plagiarism? Is it copyright protection violations? What does that look like? And then what recourse would I have as an author if somebody did that to me?
So that's a great question, and I think that there is a world where a lot of people kind of misconstrue the two terms. But I will say that in a scenario like this is probably the needle's probably going to move a little bit more in favor of plagiarism, less so infringement. And kind of let me explain why. So plagiarism, we all know it from our days in elementary school, dating all the way through college, where the whole essence of it is you can't copy something from something else into your own work. Now, copyright infringement is inherently that. It's the use of someone else's copyrighted work and you are claiming it as your own. Now, here's the thing, though, in the fact pattern that you bring up. Taking two lines from, let's say, a 300-page book, in my opinion, is not enough to necessarily move the needle necessarily in favor of infringement. It is still a taking, but it's not something that is infringement worthy. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because there's been too much case law out there that has shown that for something to be copyright infringement worthy, you have to take either the majority of the work or the entirety of the work as a whole, claim it as your own, or violate some type of rights in such a way that it rises to the level of being infringement behavior. That said, two lines in a 300-page book, that's like not even maybe 0.1%. That's a minuscule amount in relation to the entire copyrighted work. That's not a world where this person could claim it's fair use, because really at the end of the day, they're not providing any additional commentary, and fair use in that context really doesn't make any sense. But what that is blatantly plagiarism. That's just what it is. The author is copying someone else's lines, inserting it in their own book, claiming it as their own. That's the inherent definition of plagiarism. Now, obviously, plagiarism isn't an offense. It's not the kind of thing that you could sue for, that you can go to court, get damages. It's just a crime of moral turpitude. So that's where you just have to shake your head and say, oh, look, this is a plagiarist or plagiarizer, whatever the term is, but this is someone who plagiarizes works, and we should all shun him, or we should all, yell shame together in unison. That's really like the extent of any damage that could be done in a situation like that. But I think, again, we would have a totally different conversation if a majority of the work was copied and put into someone else's work. That's when we're having an honest discussion about infringement. But if you taking some line of lines from an existing book, that's just going to be your typical activity that would qualify as plagiarism.
And so if you have questions on whether or not someone has taken enough of your book to constitute a copyright infringement, or if it's just plagiarism, it is a wise choice to speak to your lawyer. Your lawyer will be able to help you guide your process through figuring out if this is going to be a lawsuit for you, or a cease and desist, or something like that, or if it's just something where you have to say things out loud and let things happen as they will on social media. If you have questions on copyright protection, on infringement, on plagiarism, on the legal side of the publishing industry, Tony's coming back for upcoming episodes. Now is a great time to drop those for us. And as always, you can reach out to Tony on his social media. Tony, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the IP Professor. And you can check out my entertainment law podcast called End Scene, with new episodes dropping every Friday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Drop your questions down below on the legal side of publishing, because Tony's coming back for upcoming episodes, and we're dropping daily videos helping you navigate the world of publishing, from writing to your publishing to marketing, to make this your most profitable and most stress-free year ever. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.